I'm waiting for Keanu. What I'm doing is waiting for Keanu because I can start.
What are you waiting for Keanu for? Keanu never does anything. You just walk right out of the thing.
Forget the nails. Just go. How untoward of me.
There, you might see my tits, but there's nothing there anyway. It's like, if
What
you
was,
like the
what was
chick
the
on
point
the
of
pod,
starting it? Yeah.
If you, I don't know, if you like the chick, it's like free money. First of all, people just give you money to like go to Target. I don't know, where are people getting all of these things? But when stand up was over for a little while, I was like, what the fuck else am I doing? Yeah.
Yes, you're spreading your ass line for $1,000.
Yeah. Well, one time, one person, $1,000.
Right.
First,
did you have to make him sign a waiver like he wouldn't put it on Instagram or anything?
Yeah, you wouldn't release your ass to the world.
No, he seemed like a real straight shooter.
It's all right. We all make mistakes, Jimmy. It's all right.
I will not bring up all the comments about the cold AC and Keanu.
I know Keanu's names are out. I've been looking at him all show. Keanu, I haven't been able to do this show.
We see nipples.
I know, but I haven't been able to do this show.
And you keep it so goddamn cold in here.
You know what, Alex? We had the AC up, and Alex said, "No, we need it cold.
We need it
here."
cold, dog.
I think Keanu might be.
Zoom in. Look at those. Look at those. I've been distracting me this whole time. You got the nipples in my face.
I'm sorry. I apologize. How untoward of me.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Tell me now or I'll start screaming. Let's check. Bing, bing, bing. Hello, hello. You can.
Bullets went careening past my window.
Hello, everyone. Hello, darling. Hi, Araya. Hello. Hitler Dip. Hello. KPS_Lucas. Look ravishing today, Kiki. Do I? Stop it. Hello, hello, Liam. Hello, Bishop. Hello, Aesthetic. Hello, darling. It's the morning. This is Kiki in the morning. This is Breakfast at Kiki's. This is Keanu in the AM. This is Waking Up Kiki. It has many, many names. Enough background music. I can't hear myself think. Yes, it's the morning. And yes, we're trying to stick with this schedule, which will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning show, because I really do like doing the morning shows. I'm awake in the morning, lest you think I'm not, because I am a night owl. It's the afternoons that I'm a zombie, not the morning. We love the morning. So we're going to talk about some fun things. It's going to be transformative. It's going to change your life. It's going to get you through your workday if you have one of those icky morning jobs, you know? So yes, that's what we're going to do. We are going to talk about, my God. Okay, so I went on a TikTok deep dive. This man, Wade Wilson, if you haven't heard of him, just wait. We're all the way at his, I guess I've been living under a rock. But Wade Wilson, I'm making sure I keep wanting to say Wade Robson, which is the Michael Jackson little boy. That's also not a very good topic, but he has been sentenced. And I'm going to tell you for what, because I feel that maybe none of you know whom this is, but it's a wild story. Wild story. We're going to watch that. We're going to talk about Skywalkers, which is a very disturbing documentary that my betrothed and I
watched about people who just of their own accord decide to climb onto the tallest things on Earth and then do acrobatics with no safety. Like Man on Wire. Did you ever see Man on Wire? It's like the French man that like didn't care if he died, but he had to tightrope walk between the two towers and things. And it wasn't even about, it has to be some sort of mental illness, these people. But it is beautiful and very cool and very horrifying. Where I talk about Kamala Harris's fashion choices on the campaign trail. And, oh, wait, what do we have? Army Hammer, probably some more Blake Lively. Because, again, if you didn't see last night's episode of Untoward Tuesday, I went from, okay, on Blake Lively's side, it took 2 episodes of different shows I was on. So I was on Simpcast, and I was sort of on her side, and then I went off of her side. And then last night I was not on her side and went back to it. So I have to take up for Blake Lively, maybe a little bit more. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have so much fun. Good morning, everyone. So everybody grab a Kahlua and coffee, maybe a whatever your oral fixation is. If you're a morning cigarette person or it's a toothpick or a lollipop, I don't care what it is, and buckle the fuck in because this is Kiki in the morning. Woohoo! Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? What shall I start with? Tattoo face guy. Yes, him. Do you guys know about Wade Wilson? Maybe we should just start with this because it is breaking news as of like a few hours ago. It's wild. Hello, Michelle Dago. Disco April. Breaking news. April's going to take a deal, turn state witness, and rat out Nick as a drug dealer. Is this true? Breaking news. April's going to take a deal, turn state. I maybe have a little bit of stuff about the toe as well. Maybe. But isn't it exhausting already? Breaking news. April's going to take the deal, turn state witness, and rat out Nick as a drug dealer and child molester. Source: Candia, Ojai County Court website. Disco 8 ball. Is that how the court phrased it? I cannot believe you. Twitter me the link if that's true. Gino got my order wrong at McDonald's today. I think you're being silly with us. I don't know. I do not think that is true. And I didn't watch the beginning of Toe this morning. I turned it on for 5 seconds. And I couldn't stand his voice. But let's make the goal anyway. As long as everybody's happy here in the morning. Kiki Bucks, Araya Rubies, Gino Lira, Jubilance, Happiness, Courtney, Coins, Mickey Money. Let's meet the goal. Let's meet that goal, everyone. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, beg.
Shake. Here. And I haven't even given out any Kiki Bucks yet. Let's see. What time is it? I was 30. Well, actually, I changed it from 9 to 9:30. So that's 60, 160 Kiki Bucks for everyone here right now. Isn't that exciting? Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. Oh my gosh. I also have a new cat video. That sounds dirty. Of the cat. Devil cat. You know, 6, my betrothed's cat. You know, I was learning something on TikTok about cats, and it did say, it was like, if cats could speak to you, and they do really, it's like they start bounding around the house in the middle of the night. They're mewing, they're scratching. They are nocturnal, I suppose. So they decide to come alive in the evening. So after I'm done with my show, then she's just sitting on the table like,
And that's where I sit and smoke cigarettes and get ready for the morning show. So I go and sit with her. And she's like, yeah, come on over. I won't bite. No, it's just a ploy. She looks cute, like adorable. Like, oh my gosh, how cute are you? You're sitting on the table waiting for me. No. She's just waiting to strike. Yes, push-ups, I agree. I don't believe those are good real claims. Pool scam Sam. Love here a new name in the chat. Good morning. Good morning to you. I just pulled this up just for your viewing pleasure before we get into Wade Wilson, which is probably the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, Jake Gyllenhaal will play him in a movie someday, and it's terrifying what he did. Just terrifying. Before we get into all that and his sentencing, because without even knowing anything about it, I watched the sentencing video and I was hooked. I'm like, what the fuck have I been missing out on? What the fuck is this? Ah. Before that, here's a scary cat video. Bing. It's even scarier than the weird ear video. Remember that from yesterday? Maybe I'll show that again just in case you missed it. Bing. As you know, this is my betrothed. My betrothed, one Eugene Bisconti.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
I'm gonna just drive that drop into the ground. His kitty cat, if you don't know her, she doesn't exactly like me. She's not the nicest thing to me. Loves him. They have a special connection. But every once in a while, I do think, well, maybe she's coming around. Maybe she's coming around. It's never true. She never is. But we're getting used to each other. As long as I wear my shoes, I can pretty much be all right.
Good morning, Kiki. Oh my God.
I know, and she speaks English. It's so weird. This is last night, just for funsies. Bing, 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 bing. Do you see her? Look at her. She's just sitting on the table. Just hanging out, just waiting. She's like, yeah, come on over. Come on over. Come hang out with me. It'll be fine. Don't worry. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. I won't bite. I'm just going to sit here and chill out with you while you decompress and unwind.
Hello. What are you doing? You're sitting with me? Ah! She pounces. It cracks me up. Look at her. Isn't she marvelous? She's sassy, just like her stepmother. Terrifying. 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 But I live to tell the tale. We're just fine. We're fine. It's the morning. Wade Wilson is Deadpool's name? Yes, but this is his name as well. Deadpool killer Wade Wilson. Here, I'll show you. I swear it's his actual name. Is that why they're calling him that? Huh. See, and again, I just learned of this man. All right, here, I'll show you. a little rundown, and then we're going to watch. So this gentleman, on a random, one random, one not killing spree, strangled 2 women, and doesn't seem to give a shit, and has face tattoos, and you'll learn eventually what he got sentenced with when I read it to you, and or when we watch the video. But just his demeanor is wild. It's wild. So this has been going on obviously for a while, and I knew nothing of it, but he just got sentenced, I believe, yesterday. So we're going to read it. Okay. Wade Wilson. Watch this. Chat screen. Deadpool killer. Look at it. There it is. Okay. Let me read a little bit of background. And, okay. Deadpool killer Wade Wilson, who slaughtered 2 women for the sake of killing, is sentenced to death. Death. Which, I mean, and honestly, as he should be almost. And I don't even know how I never really believed in the unalive penalty. But it just, everything about him, it almost, his demeanor, and when I show you what I mean, it almost makes me feel like he just wants to die. So why even, the fact that he savagely strangled these women, why not just make him live forever in a cell? Let's see. Tattooed Deadpool killer Wade Wilson was sentenced to death Tuesday for the brutal 2019 murders of 2 Florida women. Jesus, it was long ago. 2019. Okay. Crimes he committed for the sake of killing. The inked maniac, 30, remained stoic as the judge delivered his capital sentence. The evidence shows the murders were heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and that the second murder was cold, calculated, and premeditated. Circuit Judge Nicholas Thompson told the courtroom. And look at him. I'm not going to lie. Not a bad looking fellow. It looks like freaking Jake Gyllenhaal or something. Terrifying. Wade Wilson was found guilty in June for the murders of, okay, so it was back in June where he was found guilty, but today was his sentencing, or yesterday, excuse me, for the murders of Christine Melton, 35, and Diane Ruiz, 43, during a crazed October night in 2019. How sad. The slaughters were so egregious that Thompson found, that's the judge, no basis to overturn the jury's recommended death sentence. I don't blame them. The anger you must feel. Wilson first strangled Melton in her home after they had a drug-fueled sexual encounter, prosecutor said. Yikes. Wilson, who shares a name with Marvel anti-hero made famous by Ryan Reynolds, okay, thank you, push-ups, then stole his victim's car and used her phone to call his girlfriend, Melissa Montanez, 41. He assaulted her, but she refused to get in his car. That's victim Christine Melton. Sad. That's when Wilson encountered Ruiz, who was asking for directions in Cape Coral, and invited her into the car. He later admitted to strangling her before throwing her out of the car, only to get back in and run her over until she looked like spaghetti, in quotes, according to testimony from the trial. Jesus. Brutal. Wow. Like, Jesus. You expect someone that looks like frickin', the horrible gentleman that tried to assassinate Trump. You almost expect, like, somebody odd looking like that, like a loner, like a sort of bullied character. This guy looks like he looks like the cool guy. How are you so mentally ill that you would do this? Ugh, terrifying.
That probably was not a nice thing to say, but I call it like I see it. Wilson, who shares a name with the Marvel anti-hero made famous by Ryan Reynolds, then stole his victim's car. We read that, blah, blah, blah. Looked like, okay. The case... The case was about killing for the sake of killing. Assistant State Attorney Andreas Gardner previously told the court. Strangulation is the epitome of life slipping through someone's hands. That's a good defense. Yeah. It's true. Must be. Despite his disturbing crime, thousands of lusting sickos sent Wilson love letters and X-rated photos during his 5 years behind bars. See? This is what I'm saying. This is why it's all over TikTok. I had never seen or heard of him until, I guess, it's just not in my algorithm, but I had never seen it until late last night because I suppose his sentencing was yesterday. And I'm going to show you the video. And my God, it is riveting. It is riveting. Wow. It's like somehow what's the movie? Cape Fear. Somehow freaking Robert's counselor counselor, is that you, counselor? Freaking Robert De Niro somehow, even though he's a savage psycho murderer, rapist, basically. Somehow you're like, why do I feel it? Why are you so good looking though? It's terrifying. Ooh. The case is about killing for the sake of killing. Blah blah blah. Despite his disturbing crime, thousands of lusting sickos sent Wilson love letters and X-rated photos during his 5 years behind bars. Several also wrote letters to the judge imploring him to look past Wilson's tattooed face and swastika etching. See, now the more I'm reading, the more God. Claiming the killer was a different person while on medication. He maybe needed medication. The maniac's attorneys tried to argue that Wilson suffered brain damage from drug addiction. Okay, that doesn't, I don't care. And had abandonment issues stemming from being given up for adoption by his biological parents. Yes, he was adopted. Doesn't mean you need to strangle people to death. His adoptive parents, or at all, his adoptive parents pleaded that the court not give him the death penalty, stating in a letter that the human is still in there. Please see it in your heart not to take our son, they wrote. Wilson was also found guilty of grand theft. Who cares about that now? Okay, he stole a car. Well, okay, fine. Burglary of a dwelling, battery, and petite theft. So there you have it. Now we're going to watch. Isn't it wild? It's wild. And I'm just learning because I remember I went on a deep dive because yesterday was his sentencing. And when I show you this video, it's insane. So yes, his name is the Deadpool. Different. Wade Wilson is the same. They share that same name. He was adopted. I guess on drugs. But he doesn't seem to care. I don't think he wants to live anymore. Do you know what I mean? When you see the video, I'll show you. I shall show you. What's happening in the bottom right corner? I don't know. What does it mean? Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Good morning, everyone. All right, so now let's watch along. Here's his sentencing, and it is wild. And I watched someone do a body language thing on him, like watching this, and I'll, to the best of my ability, tell you what they said, which is exactly what I thought. All right, here he is. There he is. Look at him. Look at him go. Okay.
All right, let the record reflect that State's President, Defense Counsel, and the defendant are all present. We're here for sentencing. Was there anything else that the court needed to address prior to sentencing?
Number one, first of all, okay, here's what my first notion is. Can you tell if he's somebody? Yes, look at that man spreading. Well, yes, exactly. It's a very relaxed position, as if I don't give a shit. And also the tattoos, you can't really tell with the tattoos if he's like, well, I suppose he's not smiling. I guess he's like this. But it's always going to look like sort of a crooked smile. But yes, I guess what the body language expert was saying, and I will look up his name after the program and tell you because it was interesting. I watched a little bit of it. Looking very relaxed, as if I don't care. Man spreading. I don't give a shit. I'm on a train. I don't care. This lady, fuck her. Please kill me, is what I think. This is my own take. I think he's like, I hope I get the death penalty. I'd rather die than do this anymore. And also, yeah, he's got a lot of confidence because a bunch of psycho women from TikTok were sending him love letters for 5 years. This lady has a weird smile on her face, actually. Who's she smiling at? This is serious. Very sociopathic. Yes, Araya. I agree. He knew his fate if you refused to go to court from jail. The judge signs an extraction order. That's a scary profile picture. Son of penis wrinkle, penny 5 wrinkle. I mean, of course he went to court. It's just funny because I don't know how this is just personal belief. I don't know how I don't really know how I feel about the that's dead in sign language. Bing, dead. Unalive penalty, right? I always felt because, but if you're that family, then he's like, I want. But also, he doesn't give a shit. I feel like he just wants to be not alive anymore. I think the worst punishment, as hard as it is, as much as you want revenge, I think the worst punishment is probably like you're going to become an old ass man and die in prison or in prison. I don't know. Yes, but his body language is very interesting here. I don't care. I'm cool. It's fine. I'm not being sentenced today to either being alive or not. I'm cool. That's fine. I have face tattoos. I'm a cool guy. Help me. I did drugs, so I have brain damage. Boo-hoo.
No. All right. So I have considered all of the testimony and evidence, arguments of counsel, applicable case law, and statutes. I have prepared a written sentencing order, which I will file contemporaneously with the pronouncement of the sentence here today. I also have copies for the state and defense, which I'll hand out.
He does have swastikas
once I
on his
conclude.
face.
So in the state of Florida versus Wade Stephen Wilson, case number 19 CF 568.
Get it right, Judge.
The court will read aloud the portion of the sentencing order related to the sentencing circumstances and proportionality. In evaluating the aggravating and mitigating factors, the court does not engage in a mere counting procedure,
and if
but
you
instead
look,
makes a readers. The court.
Look, there is. It's not just the tattoo. He has a freaking crooked smile there. Like, and that says what? It's not like, I'm happy. It's, I don't give a fuck. He's staying, he has the kind of calmness only somebody that could possibly unalive somebody could have. But inside his like eyes, he's like, yeah, he looks upset, but he's keeping extremely calm, as I guess you would have to. You know what, dude? Yeah, there are a lot worse looking people. There are a lot. Yes. What? Your sad mommy and daddy didn't want you. That's awful. Terrible. Doesn't give you the right to like fucking fuck with anybody. It has to be complete and total mental illness. I have no idea. But yes, there's a lot worse looking people. You couldn't have just stolen the car, done 5 years, and then, become a creepy actor. We had to unalive 2 women. Yeah, mental illness. I don't know. Wild. Crooked smile is insincere and worried. I agree. Yeah, it's like, I don't care. But help me. I'm scared. But also it's hard to tell because of his Jack Skellington or his Jack Skellington's girlfriend's little tattoo stitches here. Kiki, he is a child-brained guy too. Are you calling me that as well? Oh, it's very rude. Keep in mind that there are people who want these prisons to so much. Jesus. Keep in mind that there are people who want these prisons to vote. It never occurred to me. Ow. Wow. I, Kamala Harris, would love your vote. Wade Wilson. What? Joe, what did he do? Oh. Anyway, vote for me. From prison. Kamala Harris. Okay, here we go.
In evaluating the aggravating and mitigating factors, the court does not engage in a mere counting procedure, but instead makes a reasoned judgment based on the totality of the circumstances. In reaching this decision, the court is mindful that because death is a unique punishment in its finality, its application is reserved only for those cases where the most aggravating and least mitigating circumstances exist. The law never requires the imposition of a death sentence. In this case, the totality of the circumstances indicates the defendant with premeditation.
This is such a not a good, like, for the judge, just for when this is made into some sort of psycho movie purposes. You already know that apparently, by the way, he didn't do a big reveal. He's already talking about, by the way, we're never required to unalive anyone. But now I'm going to tell you 50 reasons why I'm going to tell you in 10 minutes that you, in fact, are going to be unalived twice for your victims. Just the judge maybe needed a better big reveal.
Beat and strangled Christine Melton in her home before stealing her vehicle and driving to meet his girlfriend, Melissa Montanez. After Montanez refused to get into the car with him, the defendant battered her in broad daylight. The defendant told law enforcement, when Ms. Montanez managed to flee from the defendant, he fled the scene and drove back to Cape Coral, where he decided that he would murder another person. He saw Diane Ruiz walking to work and pulled over, pretending.
Look at him. Look at that side eye.
Defendant. He fled the scene and drove back to Cape Coral, where he decided that he would murder another person.
Look at him. He's an utter lunatic, psychopath, sociopath. Ugh. I mean, it's Cape Fear. Counselor. He looks like Jake Gyllenhaal and Machine Gun Kelly that murdered. Wild. If this isn't a movie in 5 years, then I'll be fucking shocked. And that's exactly what he wants. Don't give it to him.
He saw Diane Ruiz walking to work and pulled over, pretending to ask for directions. She got into the car to provide directions, but the defendant strangled her when she tried to exit. He then drove to an empty lot, strangling her into unconsciousness at least one additional time on the way there.
Oh.
When she tried to flee from the car, he drove over her at least one time, inflicting mortal injuries to her spine, ribs, and
I
neck.
agree. Or both.
The evidence showed that both murders were heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and that the second murder was cold, calculated, and premeditated. The defendant inflicted serious physical and emotional pain to the victims. Moreover, the defendant committed the murders while on probation for prior felony convictions, and he committed 2 first-degree murders contemporaneously with each other and with grand theft of motor vehicle, battery, and burglary.
Look at him. He's like, he's trying to act all hard, you know? Like, but he's leaning back. You can tell in his eyes, he's like, I'm shitting myself, because he basically said in the beginning of this 10-minute long speech, they're going to kill me. So, but he's trying to act all tough and hard. Like, he's like rolling his eyes. He is obviously mentally ill, which is sad, but it's no excuse. And he's like, wait, does this mean the fan letters are going to stop coming to my cell from the girls on TikTok? Fuck. Somebody said, is he trying to look like the Joker? He for Christ's sake, you know, remember the gentleman who went and shot all those people in a freaking movie theater? That was wild. That guy, it's like that guy wishes he could look like this guy and be that cool, but he was like, he looked more disturbed. This guy looks like you, even with the face tattoos. For some reason, he had like 2 girlfriends. I don't know if how could the face tattoos be new? So he had a girlfriend. He cheated on the girlfriend with a woman, strangled her. She felt it was okay to trust him. Then he went home and then got into a fight with his girlfriend and ran her over until she looked like, and I quote, spaghetti. There is a very, wild. He could have just been a freaking actor. No. He had to unalive 2 innocent, poor women. God.
A dwelling. There were no statutory mitigating circumstances that were established, but the court considered the non-statutory mitigating circumstances presented by the defendant. Out of 13 enumerated non-statutory mitigating factors, the court found that 10 had been established. Out of those established, 6 were given little weight. The totality of the mitigating circumstances indicates that the defendant suffers from drug use from a young age, along with undiagnosed and untreated mental health issues of some kind. He felt abandoned by his biological parents, but had a devoted adoptive family who raised him in a supportive and loving environment. Defendant did not resist law enforcement when arrested and confessed fully to both murders. The court has further considered giving great weight to the advisory verdict of the jury, who recommended that the death penalty be imposed by a vote of 9-3 on count 1 for the murder of Christine Melton and a vote of 10-2 on count 4 for the murder of Diane Ruiz. The court recognizes that there is no mathematical formula for considering the aggravating and mitigating factors. It is not enough to weigh the number of aggravators against the number of mitigators. The court carefully considered the nature and quality of each aggravator and mitigator. Having reviewed all of the aggravating factors proven beyond a reasonable doubt and all of the mitigating circumstances reasonably established by the evidence, the court finds that the aggravating factors greatly outweigh mitigating circumstances. Given the facts of the case, nothing in defendant's background or mental.
So I guess so the defense was, well, but he was adopted. His mommy and daddy didn't want him no more. And that's I don't know why I gave it a southern accent, but and that his brain was fucked up from drugs. It's really no excuse. There's no excuse. It's horrible. And if if that were, your family member, yeah, you'd want him fucking to get not one death penalty, 2, right? So, I mean, there is no excuse. I mean, fuck. I mean, I do not envy the law, or maybe, lawyers are weird, I guess. Some lawyers like defending like really difficult cases. They're like, well, what if we say his bunk bed in the orphanage was uncomfortable? That'll garner sympathy. Our justice system is messed up. But yeah, I mean, he admitted it. If you admit to just brutally unaliving people, I keep doing unaliving people. Why even do we even need to spend our tax dollars on a case and put him in, pay to keep him alive in jail for 5 years? It's like, hey, I want to die. I admitted it. Hey, I did this. It's weird. If you just admit to it, like, shouldn't you just be like, okay, fine. See ya.
Mental state would suggest that a death sentence is inappropriate. This court's review of other reported capital cases has led the court to conclude that the death penalty is not disproportionate in this case. Under the totality of the circumstances and evidence,
and then 20
the
years
court
on
finds
death row, right?
no basis to override the jury's verdict. The totality of the circumstances warrants that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced to death for each count of first-degree murder. Accordingly, it is ordered in the judge that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced as follows.
Yikes. And somehow, yeah, everyone has if you're me, yeah, Araya, I'm too empathetic for this. It makes me feel sick. Can we move on? I know. It's just too wild. It is. You see him and you're like, Jesus Christ. Like, even though he's acting all hard and tough, it's like, well, yep, now I know they are really gonna terrifying, awful. But fuck him.
Count 1, first-degree murder of Christine Melton. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 2, grand theft of a motor vehicle. The defendant is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 3, battery. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. Count 4, first-degree murder of Diane Ruiz. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 5, the burglary of a dwelling. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 15 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 6, petty theft. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. The defendant is given credit for all time served on this case on all counts.
Oh, okay.
All counts are to run concurrent with each other, meaning at the same time. All statutorily mandated fines, fees, and costs as announced on the record are imposed, and the defendant is committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections for execution of this sentence as provided by law. The defendant is hereby notified that these convictions and sentences are subject to automatic review.
Do you think the judge woke up this morning? His wife's like, anything interesting going on at work today? He's like, just tattoo face guy. Gotta sentence him to 2 unalive penalties. But he also got 15 years for burglaring a dwelling. So she's like, okay, sounds fun, sweetie. Wild.
By the Florida Supreme Court. If he cannot afford an attorney to represent him in any appeal, the court will appoint one for him. Are there any other matters to present to the court?
The judge, the state would be seeking $17,500.
He's like, anything to say? Got anything to say, lawyer, boss? Sounds like they're gonna. Got anything to say? Actually, now what happens is wild, and if I'm not mistaken, I think his lawyer says basically, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe his lawyer says he would like to, let's forego death row. Could we speed up this process of making me unalive? That's what I think, which I didn't even know was an option. But I think that's what's about to transpire here. So, and again, I am not a lawyer. Should have been a lawyer. I should have been a lawyer. Put that on my to-do list. Wade Wilson, you make the untoward board. Very untoward indeed.
Cost of prosecution.
I'm sorry, how much?
$17,500, Judge.
All right. Any objection?
No, sir.
All right. That will be imposed then. Any other terms or conditions?
Absolutely, Judge. We just want to make sure that Mr. Wilson has absolutely no contact with the victim's family.
There'll be no contact ordered with any of the victim's family members and anything else.
Thank you.
All right.
Do they want to contact you? Maybe to be like, fuck you. Yeah.
Case is pending here elsewhere.
Can't hear it.
Wilson, ask the court within whatever authority you have to get him to death row as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, in relation to those other cases, I know we have cases pending here in the circuit. Today is not the day to handle those. I would maybe put those, I could do it as early as September 16th.
Okay, yeah, you can't hear it here, but he says, damn, I need a better video. Could you guys hear that? Because I can't find the, because in the video that I heard, you can't really hear it there, but the lawyer basically says, from what I think, he says, could we do this as quickly as possible? And he's like, how's Monday morning? The judge. It's not funny, but it's God, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? Isn't it mind-boggling to to think about life and in such terms? Not like they're gonna put him to unalive that quickly, but let's not prolong it for months. That was at the request of Tattoo Face. He's like, how's September 16th?
That's Malcolm's case. Yes, Your Honor. Malcolm Dowling from Mr. Wade Wilson. September 16th would be fine.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be more appropriate to handle that at a different time. So let's do that September 16th then at 9 a.m. for the other cases, which are case numbers
20 CF 16591 and 23 CF 15499.
I'll go back. Let's see.
Whatever authority you have to get him to death row as soon.
Members and anything else.
Thank you.
All right.
Judge, I understand he has other cases pending here elsewhere. Wilson, ask the court within whatever authority you have to get him to death row as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, in relation to those other cases, I know we have cases pending here in the circuit. Today is not the day to handle those.
Okay, he's not talking about that. He's talking about other cases. I guess maybe I'll try and find another video that has a better sound. They couldn't give the lawyer a freaking microphone.
I would maybe put those, I could do it as early as September 16th. I believe that's Monday morning.
That's Malcolm's case. Yes, Your Honor.
These chodes.
Mr. Wade Wilson. September 16th would be fine.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be more appropriate to handle that at a different time. So let's do that September 16th then at 9 a.m. for the other cases, which are case numbers.
20
Different.
CF
I am wrong. I retract.
16591 and 23 CF 15499.
Okay. And we have court on 16th.
Let's have it tailgate. The gallows.
Judge, if I may, he
An
also
odd
has
way
a
to put
VOP
that.
warrant out of Broward County,
Not odd.
Palm Beach County.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to get in touch with the authorities over there, but if need be, we'll ask the court to ROR him on that VOP warrant so he can be taken up to.
Well, that's
start.
not a motion in front of me today, but if you certainly be able to file whatever you want to file, and
Yes, sir.
I'll consider it.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Not from the state judge.
All right, sir. Then, Mr. Wilson, you will be fingerprinted and remanded to the sheriff's department. You'll be held without bond and for transport to the Department of Corrections when it's appropriate. If nothing else, then we're adjourned.
Not a stitch of emotion on him. Look at him. He just like
Or transport to
sitting
the
there
Department
like,
of
what up? What up, homies? Yeah, so what? Lip injections. Nice collagen over here, lady lawyer. He's just like, yeah, okay. I knew that was coming. Could we speed this process up, please? They also allowed him to keep his alt-right haircut intact in jail. It's like freaking it's Johnny Depp in Crybaby. Although in that movie he didn't kill anyone, and it's a musical by John Waters. I mean, what is this? I don't understand. You have to be so out of your mind to even just stay calm. Even though I can tell he's not calm by the look in his eyes and the way that he's sitting and his demeanor. But I mean, he seems calm.
Corrections when it's appropriate.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
If nothing else, then we're adjourned.
He's like the first one up. Oh boy.
And I'll give you your copies.
He knocked over his chair.
Original. Mr. Shirley or Mr. Hollander. Well, one for the state, one for the defense. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There they go. Wow. Wow. There you have it. I can't believe that. How did I just know about this too? Gosh, because I mean, as much as I love TikTok, it was not in my algorithm. Completely bizarre. Completely bizarre. You guys. The whole story is tragic. It really is very tragic. Do you guys want to see what the body language guy said? I'll show you. That was pretty interesting too. Let's get his take, shall we? Since we're on it. Hit the like button. Woohoo. Well, it's not a very smart. It's a very sad topic, but hit the like button. Bing. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, Biscontisons. Hello.
You're so ugly.
I am. Thank you. Look who it is.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
I made it.
My connection to classical music.
He has a connection to classical music.
That's interesting.
He's gay.
Tell them how you set your alarm and have it go off like starting at, I think, midnight last night every 10 minutes till you get out of bed.
You think I was in bed at midnight. Do you want to see the cat?
I saw it.
You did?
I was in bed over
It was spooky and scary.
All right, I'm gonna go sit on the ledge and smoke.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him. Give it up for Gino Bisconti. Eugene Bisconti, everyone. He made an appearance. Isn't he cute? He's adorable. He is just adorable. Oh, we know him. We love him.
Do the video. Do the video.
I
Ready?
am. Mm-hmm.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Those who've seen us know that not a thing could come between us. Many men tried to stop, but no one can. Stop it.
All the stars are here.
It's too fun, everyone. Too much fun. Just too much fun. We love it.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay. Can I interrupt?
Yes?
Stop. The funniest thing ever. So cross promotion. I'm doing my Whiskey Wednesday today, right?
Uh-huh.
And I reach out to Bill Schultz. who
I'm your guest, correct?
Yes. Well, yes, because Bill doesn't know if he
can't
can make
come.
it, and he's a treasure, right? So I text Bill last night. I'm like, "Can you do?" He's like, "Well," and this is what I wake up to. He's like, "I don't know yet. Not clear as to whether I'm working or not today. We'll know by noon at the latest. Night tour, but I can't get drunk beforehand." And I write back, because he's got the he might I think he's leading tours now.
Oh yes,
which is great. So I'm like, so I go, oh, so it sounds like if you find out you can't, but otherwise you can be here. Either way, I'm glad it's panning out. He writes back, it's absolutely not panning out.
That's all he said?
No, he wrote, it's absolutely not. Basically, I got to wait till 1 and then ask him if I'm still on for tonight. It's a weird thing that's too dumb and long to text, but you just hear Bill go, it's absolutely not panning out.
It's absolutely not panning out.
And I wrote back, I'm like, if you could see how hard I'm laughing at this, your day would be done.
So tune into Whiskey Wednesday on Eugene Gino Pisconti's channel. Not normally with Bill Schultz, but Bill Schultz, it's absolutely not panning out for him. What time, darling? 2:30? 2:30. And you can catch me again. I'm gonna have to drink frickin' Jameson. I hate drinking whiskey and love it, but it wrecks me. I'm not a liquor drinker. I act like I'm not, but I'll partake in a baby shot or two. But I cannot put down the liquor like these gentlemen can. But alas, at least they can hold their alcohol. Am I right? I'm right. Yes. Hit the like button. It's Kiki in the morning. Good morning. Good morning. Na, 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 na. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you and you. In the morning. In the morning. It's great to stay up late with the morning. The morning. Bing, 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 bing. Ah! Wow. Okay. We should probably get off of the Wade Wilson thing. But my God. That was wild. It really was wild. I wonder what the internet is saying. Too crazy. Too crazy. What to go to next? I was going to show you the gentleman who... Okay, so we're not going to get off of it really fast. And then we'll get off of it. I promise. Let's see. Body language expert. That's what it was. Body language, Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson. I believe it was no. Okay. All right. Then we're getting off of this. But I'm sorry. It's just too interesting. Girl, you lie. You do straight shots with no chaser. Big shots? No. I don't need a chaser. I'm not a pansy. Not a big shot though. I take a shot of Gino's shot. A huge ass shot. A huge ass shot. Is that the sign of alcoholism that I'm like, I'm not a liquor girl when I'm like, no. Don't. A little water chaser. No, I don't need a chaser. It's just I can't take it. I cannot take it. Okay. This is the last thing we'll do on Wade. It's just fascinating to me. Wade. So this gentleman, this is the body language expert. He doesn't look like he can read many women's bodies. Am I right? I'm just saying. He's not really that ugly. I apologize. Thank you for letting us watch your video. This is what he had to say.
Women. And what we're going to be looking at today is his sentencing. And these are just like this. All right, let's get.
And the defendant are present. We're here on the state of Florida versus Wade Stevens.
So the first thing you're going to notice about his body language, he's sitting back. He's trying to look casual. It's a way to show defiance. It's a way to look like you're not really taking things seriously. So that lean back, putting his legs forward, take up as much space as humanly possible.
Do you think this chode is jealous of his looks? I'm just kidding. It's just... He just is kind of a goofy looking gentleman. That's all.
In Wilson, case number 19 CF 568. And we're here for Spencer hearing this morning. Are both the state and defense ready to?
As you can see, he just gained physical distance from the judge. Now, we do that as a way to disconnect. So we're showing not only is he defiant, not only is he going to be sitting back in his chair, he's also going to move further back so that he has more physical distance, which disconnects emotionally more as well.
Wilson, case number 19
I'm going to
CF
come here and be like, I don't
568.
care about y'all.
And we're here for Spencer hearing this morning. Are both the state and defense ready to proceed?
State's ready, Judge.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very well. If everybody will announce themselves for the record.
I can't even sit like that.
Andreas Gardner and Mr.
Now, his facial position is very similar to last time. He's got his nose in the air. He's got his head cocked back a little bit. We tend to do that to show people we think we are above them, that we're better than the situation we're in. So non-verbally, he very much seems to be trying to express that he's better than everything going on around him.
Sarah Miller on behalf of the state.
Good morning. Sarah Miller on behalf of the state.
Kevin Shirley on behalf of Mr. Wilson.
Lee Hollander on behalf.
See, he's tapping his feet a little bit. There's nervous energy there. But he's trying not to show that. It seems that he's trying to be as stoic as possible, to sit as still as possible.
Why do they give them these strange flip-flops? They're not flip-flops, they're slides. They give them slides. And socks. They give them orange slides. How much of our tax dollars are going to these orange slides? And giant socks for murderers. That's what I'm concerned about. They're like jelly shoes. Like from the 90s.
Possible, but that nervous energy is still coming out.
Kevin Shirley on behalf
It
of
is
Mr.
nervous.
Wilson.
I agree with you, Baldy. I have to credit this man. I have to tell you what his name is because he's great.
You can also see how predominantly he's showing his neck. Now, he obviously has a lot of tattoos, so there may be something to that. But also, when we show people our neck, that shows that we don't feel threatened by them. It's a way to say, look.
I am not threatened by you. My neck looks weird. Hello. It's me. Kiki, and I am not threatened by you. That's a man thing. Hello, I'm not threatened by you. Can't you see my neck? I don't like my neck looking like that.
look, this is a vulnerable part of me. I can expose it to you, and I feel no threat from you at all. Although I don't think that's necessarily true, because as you can see, he's swallowing a lot as he's doing that, which probably means there's a lot of anxiety. But I think that maybe that's what he's trying to show off. Right here, but up to this point, he was sitting, wasn't moving much. We've seen that from him before. He's not having outbursts. He's not moving around. He's not trying to escape. He's not saying things that make no sense. There's a lot that we're not seeing. So if he, in fact, was so impulsive that he couldn't resist doing certain things, if we're actually blaming his behavior on that, he certainly seems capable of controlling himself now. And I have seen people, I've worked with people who are not capable of controlling themselves outside of really heavy doses of medication. I don't believe that he's medicated to his eyeballs right now, so I don't think that's what's going on here. But if, in fact, he had a neurological condition that made him incapable of controlling his impulses, I do not think that he would be this still or appear this calm.
So I guess what he's saying there is he's a friggin' Looney Tunes sociopath. I mean, who could stay this calm? But also, who could murder someone brutally? Hello, darling. We're watching Wade Wilson.
I think you smoke too much.
Why do you do this with that?
That's where you get the cancer.
Oh my
You
god!
can't get cancer at the front of the cigar.
Oh my
It isn't there.
Are you busy?
No.
What are you doing?
Bing, bing, boom.
Look at me. Look at me.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
There's many
There's
things
so
that
many,
are
but the top
interesting
thing,
about him.
it's that classical music I love.
And he has a connection to classical music. There's many things that. Why do you do this? Is it a freaking pliers?
Sometimes I wake up at 9:30 in the morning to the crack of a White Claw can. But I've got problems.
That's my prerogative.
It's my cigar.
What do you think's in here?
What else am I going to do with these tools? Fix something in the house like a man?
You left and I went and I'm like, oh my god, I hate drinking Jameson. I'm not a liquor girl. And then Araya was like, you lie. You don't even drink a chaser.
She always goes, oh, I hate it. Oh,
I do hate it.
That's it. Like I drink it.
I hate it. I love it.
Oh, I hate it.
I do hate it. It's disgusting.
And sex too.
Domestic bliss. Beard attack. Okay, my back. Hit the like button. I love being up in the morning with you fine people. Okay. Everyone. It's going to be okay. A little more body language of Wade Wilson, and then we'll move on. From Baldy. And let me just figure out exactly who he is right now, because I got to give him props here. This is Dr. G Explains. Okay.
Something else you may notice is that on this side of his mouth, it looks like there's a little bit of a smile.
Dr. G
Now,
Explains.
I think that is intentional. I think that he wants people to think that he's pleased,
Shout
that
out
he's
Dr.
happy,
G
he doesn't
Explains.
care what's going on around him. I think that he wants to give off that impression. However, real smiles are on both sides of the mouth. So
look who it is. Fake Kiki's here. I love being up in the morning with you as well, Fake Kiki. Hello, Fake Kiki. Shout out, Fake Kiki. I wonder what you're like, Fake Kiki. Love being up with you fine people, Fake Kiki says. All right.
emotions outside of contempt are both sides of the face. So real smiles, you're going to see both sides. So when you see somebody doing a half-cocked smile,
Like
that's
this?
an attempt to look attempt to look satisfied. It doesn't tend to be a genuine emotion.
I learned that from Dr. G over here. It's like, what's up? But if you're smiling, you're like this.
Once again, you see those big breaths in, probably means that he's more anxious than he appears, which lends further credence to the idea that he is capable of controlling himself. Because when people sit for this long, particularly when they have really bad attention issues, they really start to get fidgety. They get restless. They start acting out. They start having outbursts. So the idea that he can't control himself to the point that he would have committed murder, I think that sounds like a stretch. But once again, I haven't evaluated him. We're going to talk more about the findings that they have as they come up. Once again, you're going to see his feet tapping here, and that shows a somewhat subdued version of anxiety. Does that mean that he's got nerves? Probably, but it's managed. It's something that's not impulsive. So once again, the idea that he has really low barrier to being impulsive and that he can't control it at all, his behavior right now seems to suggest differently.
That's a very good point. I mean, he's acting shockingly cavalier. I mean, even the most hardened fucking criminal might, be a little bit kind of quaking in their boots to a, hey, we're going to sentence you to 2 unalive sentences today. So cool. Only if it requires drinking Jameson and smoking cigars during the zombie apocalypse. Juno's your man. I know. Bisconti. I'm en fiance. My fiance.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
It'll never get old. All right, a little more of this.
And there's a more exaggerated version of that smile, which once again is not an authentic or genuine smile. Certainly doesn't tap into actually feeling satisfied or happy or anything like that.
It's like that guy that goes like it's like the hey ladies. Hello ladies. Smile. Crooked, not genuine. So he's got the neck and he's like this. Whenever I'm nervous, I'm just going to do that. But here's my neck. And my crooked smile. I don't care. I care. I don't care. I care. Oh, body language.
Now we're going to watch a brief moment where Wade Wilson actually spoke with the judge.
We would rest.
All right. Judge, I would just ask that you colloquy the defendant to ensure that he doesn't want to speak at this hearing.
Oh, well, Mr. Wilson, you have an opportunity, just like during any of the other phases of, well, let me just finish real quick. Any other phases during the case, if you want to address the court, I would permit you to do that. Obviously, everything's recorded.
So one of the things that's so interesting is that when he's trying to engage, his body language is almost exaggerated. He's nodding very strongly, shaking his head very strongly. He wants you to know exactly how he feels. So the fact that he's able to rein all of this in and sit so still really does say something about his ability to control his behaviors.
Recorded, but you would have that opportunity if you wish. No one can prevent you.
So I guess what in summation, what he's saying is, yeah, he can really control his behaviors. He's not like the guy. Remember the guy that fucking got so mad at the judge that he like a fucking spider monkey leapt onto the judge, lest we forget that. That is a man that cannot control his behaviors with mental illness. This man has a different kind of mental illness. He's like this. Nah. I'm chill. Psycho. Even worse, psycho. He can control his behaviors. You stupid, stupid fuck. My God. Not stupid, but diabolically evil. Women on TikTok do not write him love letters in prison anymore. This is why he's such a smug fuck. He strangled a woman and ran over a woman. And he's sitting there with a friggin' smile on his face with his shitty tattoos. I don't care if he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. Ugh.
You from addressing the court if you wish to, and no one can make you address the court if you don't want to. So it is a decision that's solely left up to you if you want to address the court or not.
Not today. Later, when I come back, I will. Today, no.
Are you missing a tooth?
So once again, you see all that exaggerated body language. You see a slight smile on his face, which I presume is intentional.
Okay, thank you.
And he also said thank you afterwards. So it shows that he's capable of a certain level of decorum. It goes against the idea that he can't control himself. Now,
It does.
there was a lot of testimony
You're right.
today provided by two different experts. One who was a neurologist who basically said that he may have some brain dysfunction that means that he can't control himself.
Because
The
he
other who
had too many
basically said,
drugs?
who was a forensic
Okay.
pathologist, who basically said, well, he seems to have a normal brain. And a lot of his behavior seems to suggest that he has control over his behavior. So let's go on to the judge's sentencing and we'll see how he reacts to that.
We'll come off of this soon. I promise everybody. It's just we have to. It's great
All right.
news.
So I have considered all of the testimony and evidence, arguments of counsel, applicable case law and statutes. I have prepared a written sentencing order, which I'll file contemporaneously
The one thing that you see a lot that I pointed out in the other video is heavy swallows. The more you see those swallows, the more anxious he's probably feeling.
with the pronouncement of the sentence here today. I also have copies for the state
Look
defense,
at
which
him.
I'll hand out once I conclude. So in the state of
And you notice he looks at the camera quite often. He did this last time as well. Part of the reason for that is that he's putting forth an effort to make sure he looks like he wants to look for everybody that's watching. As I've talked about before, you don't get tattoos like this because you don't want people to see them. He
True.
cares about how he looks, and he's interested in people perceiving him in a very specific way.
he saw
That's
Diane
why-
Louise walking to
exactly
work and
why.
pulled over, pretending to
You know what? I put a Bisconti tattoo on my hip so that very seldom do people see it. Did I put a Bisconti tattoo on my face? Because I don't want people to see that. I'm just teasing. It'll never get old. I have to play it again. Just one more time.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
Who would want that on their face?
You pick it, I stick it.
Son-in-law. Okay, a little more.
ask for directions. She got into the car to provide directions, but the defendant strangled her when she tried to exit. He then drove to an empty lot, strangling her into unconsciousness.
Now, we're seeing something very disturbing right now. He doesn't do a lot with his mouth, but as the crime is being described, you see him licking his lips. Oftentimes, there's excitement that comes with that. Now, there are lots of things I talk about that are meant to soothe someone when it comes to touching their lips and that sort of thing. But the way that he's licking his lips right now look like he's probably enjoying what's being said to some degree. Watch this again.
When she tried to exit. He then drove to an empty lot, strangling her into
Oh,
unconsciousness.
he's
At
right.
least one additional time on the way there.
Oh,
When she tried to flee from the car, he drove over her at least one time, inflicting mortal injuries to her spine, ribs, and neck. The evidence showed that both murders were heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and that the second murder was cold, calculated, and premeditated. The defendant inflicted serious physical and emotional pain to the victims. Moreover, the defendant committed the murders while on probation for prior felony convictions, and he committed 2 first-degree murders contemporaneously with each other and with grand theft of motor vehicle, battery.
Now you see him looking around right now. Now there's some people who are so intense, they will just stare ahead, not blinking. Nothing seems to affect them. For him, I think that looking at the judge causes too much emotion. It's too intense. So even though he doesn't move around, even though he's not doing a lot of self-soothing behaviors, maintaining that gaze feels too intense. So he has to look around some.
true. And he's still sitting back, crooked smile. So even though he's like this, he's like, ugh, woof. Body language expert. All right, we got to get off this. I could spend all day on this. Sorry, I just discovered this case. And it happened freaking 5 years ago. But my God. Yeah, I mean, wow. All right, maybe a little more. Just a tad more.
Particularly right now, as the sentence is getting ready to get handed down.
And burglary of a dwelling. There were no statutory mitigating circumstances that were established, but the court considered the non-statutory mitigating circumstances presented by the defendant. Out of 13 enumerated.
Now, you may have just noticed he actually just gained a little bit more distance from the judge. Watch this right here.
Okay.
Mitigating circumstances presented by the defendant. Out of 13.
See, he's scooting a little bit further back. This feels too intense to him. The emotions are probably building up too much, so he is trying to gain more emotional distance by getting physical distance.
13 enumerated non-statutory mitigating factors.
Like,
the court found that 10 had been established. Out of those established, 6 were given little weight. The totality of the mitigating.
I wonder how much. Again, this is Dr. G Explains. Great program. We got to get off this. It's far too creepy. But I want to have him come on and tell Michaeline and I about our body language. Like when we do, like if I was like this, he'd be like, you are Tourette's? I don't know. Wow. So that's Wade Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, who's been sentenced to not one, but 2 unalive sentences. And I think it's well-deserved, obviously, strangling a woman and then running another one over. I've only been ran under by a car, and it was traumatizing. And it wasn't on purpose, so I cannot imagine. But wow, ladies of TikTok, anybody who's sending him love letters, let's not. Don't do that. It's not right. Yeah. Try not to. Would you just try not to send him love letters? That would be great. So that's Wade Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. Went into a TikTok deep dive last night, and it was wild. It was wild. And Jake Gyllenhaal will probably play him in a movie one day. Or is it that interesting of a story? Actually, I implore Hollywood not to, because that's exactly what this fuck wants. I implore them not to make him into a film, because all he basically, yes, I'm an orphan. Yes, very sad. So was Orphan Annie. Okay, she was fine, and just teasing. But there's no excuse. There's no defense, and he doesn't even give a shit. He's just like, and I think he wants to die now. So that's why I wonder. That's why I do wonder. I never know about the unalive penalty, because I'm like, what's worse? After you do something so heinous, wouldn't you just want to not be alive anymore? Wouldn't the worst punishment be like you will become an old, hideous man in jail and die there? What do you think his last meal is? He'll be like, a box of Mike and Ike's and a single leaf of arugula, please. Fuck did that come from? I don't know. Anyway, hit the like button. Is everyone having fun? It's Kiki in the morning. Yes, I'm liking. All right, it wasn't that hard. And then we have Keanu cast tonight, of course, with me and Michaeline. I'm liking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Kiki in the morning. I'm trying to keep it at 9 a.m., but of course, I'm always a bit late. So if I know myself, if I make it for 9, I'll know. If I make it for 10, which basically it always starts at, then it'll start at 11. That's just how I am. There are early people and there are late people. And to quote Mike Birbiglia, the early people hate the late people. And I don't blame them for that. But, you know. Okay, here we go. What else do we have? Now that we've only talked about one thing for an entire hour and a half. But it was breaking news. Okay, how about this? All right, I watched 2 things on Netflix. First one, okay. What do I go with? Which one is less disturbing? Pop Star Academy is much like America's Sweethearts. You guys know how much I love America's Sweethearts, about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and the mental illness and their coach who's like, this is sort of like that, but on a different scale. Pop Star Academy is about if you guys don't know what K-pop is, I didn't ever really listen to it either, but K-pop, it's like Korean pop music, and it's some of the most popular music in the world. There's these boy bands, I think it's called BTS. It's one of the, and you may not even know about it, but it's one of the most popular boy bands in the world. And Korean K-pop is Korean pop music, and much like the Spice Girls, you know how not much like the Spice Girls, but it's the only thing I have to compare it to. You know how Simon Cowell found 5 girls and sort of made them not just a pop group in America, like he hand selected them and made them a global pop group. Koreans do it like a training for a year thing, and they're harsh on these girls, harsh on them. And so they did this competition. It's called and they did a documentary about it. And the new pop group, you may have heard of them, they're called Cat's Eye. And Netflix made a documentary about their training. So they and these girls range from I want to say the youngest is 14 and the oldest is probably 21. And they don't tell them. Okay, so they audition, but they don't tell them exactly what's going to go on in the program. They tell them basically, and spoiler alert, but watch the documentary anyway. It's fascinating. They don't tell them that at the end of the training where they may be, whereas the DCC, when you're going to be kind of plucked out, maybe the deal, exactly what's going to happen. There's this many spots. Some had been there before. This is just a bunch of women / girls that don't exactly know what's going on. And they all live together unless they're underage. And if they're underage, they live with a guardian in LA, and they get chosen. And then they bring other girls in throughout. And their social media matters. They put them in ranks top singers, top dancers, but nobody is one or the other. I mean, nobody is both really. And they keep them there for a year in training, and it's 12 hours a day. And I can't imagine, they're so young too. It's wild. And then at the end, not at the end, but halfway through the documentary, and this is a spoiler, I apologize. They tell them, okay, so now that we're down to the last 20, it's going to become a survival show, they call it. They had no idea that they were going to be a part of a survival show. A survival show is like American Idol, where fans vote and there's live performances and things. The fact that they don't tell these women that is mind-boggling to me. We'll watch the preview and I'll explain a little bit. Thank you for the super sticker. If that's a minute, hang on. It's so sweet. Or did you just write that? I can't tell, but anyway, hit the like button, everyone. Can you make it clap? Okay. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, let's see. I'm going to show you the preview, and you guys tell me what you think. So we'll go with Pop Star Academy, and then we're going to Skywalkers, a love story, which is very disturbing. Okay, here we go. Some of the most talented, oh my God, You guys just have to watch this. You must.
All
right, here we go.
You're already good. I need you to be better. Again.
It's always been my dream to be an entertainer. I feel very free on stage. I can just.
This is one. Here's what I'm talking about. So they had already picked these. They had already picked I guess it might have been 20 girls. And then to keep them on their toes, they bring in other ones. And they're like, what's going on? And when I tell you that, like, the youngest one, so some of them are terrible dancers and singers, but they have something. So they pick them based on star power. Like, it's just something that they have that you want to watch, even though they're shithole singers and they can't dance. That's not this one. She has an incredible voice. But the youngest one that for some reason they just picked her because it was like, we just want to watch her, even though she is a completely embarrassing dancer and she's so young. When she was eliminated, I cried my eyes out. The scene is fucking heartbreaking. And they're right. She does have this star power. Not this one. She does. But the one that they eliminate, it is so heartbreaking to watch her like walk out of there. The music professor or what have you, like give her like a pep talk and talk to her. And he said, it's not, no, it's just not right now. I was crying my fucking eyes out. And so they let a lot of the girls get comfortable. And then they bring in a Spitfire like this with an incredible voice. I don't know if it's to keep them on their toes or what have you. And she is really incredible. But it is the most, and apparently K-pop, this is the way that they trained them, like for a year. Everything is about, you're not working by yourself. You're working with each other to make each other better. And every movement, every single thing must be all in tune and aligned. She's one to watch. This one is, her name is Lara. But it's over, so I won't spoil it for you. So, but, well, I guess if you know Cat's Eye, you know. But
just put everything out there.
We want to be the biggest girl group in the world. The people that created BTS have this vision to take the chaotic K-pop and make it global.
See, there they are. It's almost sort of culty, kind of odd, isn't it? It's a very odd system. So half the girls that they end up with aren't the ones that they initially picked. And then and they make them live there for an entire year and train. But you know what? They need it. They sort of do need it. And then they form this bond. And then when one of them leaves, it's like America's Sweethearts with Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They cry their eyes out. I was crying my eyes out. It was terrifying and sad. I felt like I got to know all of them. But yes, I suppose this is the inventor of it, this gentleman here.
When we see it, we know it. But I don't know it until I see it.
The girls know that they can be eliminated at any moment for any reason.
I think everyone is a threat.
That girl
can be eliminated at any moment for any reason.
I think
this lovely, adorable girl here, spoiler alert, her audition video, she was rapping and she wasn't the best dancer, but she had like a joie de vivre, right? But they fucking... So the girls got together and they were like, they said, you cannot post anything on Instagram, nothing. And she posted, they had a private Instagram between the few of them where they could only share with each other. And the overlords found it. and they eliminated her because she was singing some of the songs, which I guess makes sense. But she was great. She really was. Don't watch this if you don't want to be spoiled on it, because I will tell you.
Like everyone is a threat. I really perform for my life each time I dance. We have to work and sweat all day long, every single day.
If I make the girl group, that's when my life starts.
Wild. It's on Netflix. Everyone watch it. And like some of them I'll show you. They work so hard. And by the end, I mean, maybe this Korean way of training a pop group is, I guess, the way to go. But fuck. Oh my God. In the end, too, there's one of the best dancers, and she has the most funky, bizarro face. It's like making the band. Courtney, hi, Courtney. Everyone, watch next week for Courting Courtney, round 2. If you want to throw your hat in the ring for Miss Courtney Brooke, we're doing another dating game. Let me look up some videos of the new Cat's Eye now. Hang on. Just for reference. Cat's Eye. And they got to choose. Well, they gave them a choice of 3 names, and they loved Cat's Eye. Huh? Oh, 15 hours ago. Okay. Here's a debut. Looks like a music video. I present to you Cat's Eye. Look at them. Look at them go.
The Dream Academy brings together 20 aspiring female artists from around the globe. And the world has watched you transform into shining stars.
It's so
Hi, my name is
Asian.
Daniela. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, my name is Yunche. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Korea.
Okay. That's the other thing. So in the beginning, it's like it's girls from all over the world. And that's why, so when they get to this section of the they didn't know it was a competition. They just thought it was a training camp. But then they tell them it like maybe 2/3 of the way through, actually now it's going to become a survivor of K-pop. The fans are going to vote, and you will be voted on by probably your country, your social media following. So some of the most talented girls with less social media following got less. Some girls that didn't even show up to practices, but they had something. They had a Zazazoo. They got more votes, and it was a big. It's like a knife in the heart to a lot of people. But also, all of a sudden, there are a lot more like Asian chicks there because K-pop. I think they know more. I think they probably has than the fans who know K-pop. They're gonna vote for the talented Asian ones, and then there was just one. There were like very few Americans there, and I don't blame people for eliminating them, but they just didn't know them as well, and maybe didn't have the work ethic. Maybe didn't understand it quite as much. Push-ups. Thank you for the $1.99. After this, I'm sending you a movie called Perfect Blue. What is that? Like Blue Crush? About surfing? Thank you, Push-ups. Please do.
I put the work in. I feel like I've grown so much in my skill set, and I've stuck through this that I definitely think I deserve to be here.
just the emotional fucking turmoil of constant. It's like the DCC. The constant wondering. The having to audition every year for the DCC is wild to me. But they do it. They do it every single year. And she's like, well, your kicks look like doo-doo. I know you've been here 3 years, but are you trying to look like shit? I could lie to you. I could lie to you. Would you like? I'll lie to you. You look great, Denise. She looks like shit. I don't want to lie. That I thought was so heartbreaking. But they love it. This is on a whole nother fucking level. A whole nother level.
The global girl group name is Cat's Eye. Guys, give it up for your new global girl group, Cat's Eye.
Oh my God. See, and they chose 1, 2, 3. They only had 6 spots. And you know what? None of them knew that they only had 6 spots until later when they told them, oh, by the way, you're in a survival show after this. So next week, be ready to be on a stage performing in front of people. And then everyone will vote to keep you alive in this competition based on nothing but, because none of you are famous, based on your looks and nothing that we've been telling you to do. Your social media followers. One girl broke my heart so bad. She had like kind of weirdo wonky eyes, but she was the best dancer there. She made it right down to the end. But people were so mean to her online. They're like, ew, look at her face. But she was the most captivating dancer. Not there. But that's show business, I suppose. Fake Kiki. Don't worry, Courtney. I'm going to find you an amazing, great, handsome, financially well-off man. Fake Kiki. Go away, then. What about the dating game? Do you know any? Fake Kiki? We must know more about Fake Kiki. I'll add funny to the list as well. Fake Kiki! Get out of here. You're an imposter. We don't mind you, Fake Kiki. You're weird, but sometimes I lie awake at night wondering, what is Fake Kiki doing right now? Is Fake Kiki a she-key? Is he a he-key? You never know. You never know. Also, 100 million Kiki bucks for everyone here right now. I can't imagine how many people are here right now. I know we're talking about K-pop and we'd spend an hour and a half on goddamn Wade Wilson, but 100 million Kiki bucks for everyone here right now. All right, here we go. Look at them.
Sophia, Laura, UJ, Megan, Daniela, and Mano.
Oh my God, it's icons.
And do you see this? Okay.
Laura, UJ, Megan, Daniela.
The judges, I don't know if you can see it on their faces. These are like, have been some of their trainers for an entire year. That's like a southern year. An entire year. This one is like the god of K-pop, other than the overlord. And they're not even exactly happy. They're like, all right, not what we wanted, but the people have spoken. They've gotten to know these girls for a year. One of their dance trainers was like, and she was the weirdest, like coldest bitch I've ever seen. Well, she wasn't. She was their. No, she was like their. Her sister was their main dance trainer, but she was like their everything trainer. Like she fired the girl for doing the Instagram and stuff. She was the coldest, like, house mother I've ever seen, like a manager I've ever seen. But at the end, she goes, I always said that I wanted, when I have children, to have boys, but now I think that maybe I would like some girls. They're so complicated and sweet, and I really think that I could do well, and they're so special. The emotion in this documentary is unparalleled. Unparalleled. Look, they're not even happy. Apparently people love Cat's Eye now, I hope. How could you not? But wow. This is a marketing. It's genius.
Oh, and no!
Oh my god, it's icons with a K. From the first time I said it, like I was like, this is the one. Cheers to our debut!
Oh my god! This is cool. Side by side. Every single time.
So they changed all their hair again. They gave them makeovers, but they changed all their hair again. This one right here, every other girl, they had meetings about her. First of all, here's another thing. They recorded these psychologist meetings with all of the girls. So they got the girls when they thought it was becoming too much. They get the girls a psychologist, a group psychologist, okay? And then they were all bitching about this one because she came in later because they were like, I guess to keep them on their toes. And even though she wasn't the best singer or the best dancer, she had that zazazoo, right? And this bitch knows she has zazazoo. And you could tell it by the votes that came in. Every week she would be in 4th out of 20. And she was like not even the best singer or dancer. And then all the other girls would get jealous. Then they would have, and she wouldn't show up to rehearsals. And then she wouldn't show up to group therapy when they're all supposed to be living together. And then they let her live by herself because it was better for her psychological health, I guess. But then she's not even in the psychology moments. And then all the other girls are just bitching about her. And week after week, she's got that zazazoo. She never shows up. She's not a group member, but she keeps getting, the adoration online. It's a lot to keep up with. It really is, especially since they didn't know they were going into a competition thing like that. But she's got that star power. Sometimes that's all you need. And a statement necklace like that. See? And she made it. Look, she's in Cat's Eye. And I happen to really like her. But everybody else didn't really like her too much.
We spend more and more time with each other. We feel more and more. There's so much more coming.
Might be a little loud. Now look how great of dancers they all are. My God. I know the only ones I even recognize now are this one because she had zazazoo as well, and this one, but they changed everybody else's hair like thousands of times. But that's K-pop for you. Wild. It's wild. I enjoy watching Kiki's Fluent Woman Needs. Where do monkey eyes? Let's see. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here, for being our supporter. We wouldn't be here without any of you guys. 제 아이콘 여러분들과
Imagine like they all fucking hate each other. Woo, we're having fun. I fucking hate you, bitch. You're not supposed to be here. Charlene was supposed to be here. Oh, you just came in right at the end. You didn't live with us for a year and get fucking accosted by an old Asian man and a heartless wench with curly hair. No, you didn't. You didn't earn it.
같이 함께 할 생각에 정말 너무
We were having fun.
I'm so
See, she has the
grateful
Zaza
for each
Zoo.
and every one of you. I
So does
love
she.
you so
They all
much,
do.
and I can't wait for you guys to see what.
The Guardian Shield, it signifies bold confidence, and it also symbolizes my strength. And its purpose is to defend and protect us from dangers and threats of the world. Yeah.
Oh, they changed her hair again. Also, I always wonder because when I was watching them, like they borderline on some of them were so young. like They have like a whole dancing in heels class, and that's like a serious skill. And then they even mention like trying not to over sexualize them, but like you must know how to dance in stilettos. Odd. That's K-pop. Konnichiwa. As I wear a Hello Kitty shirt as an old 31-year-old. Let's see what else we're doing here. She was my favorite. I always liked her too. Barely sing or show up. It really does tell you. They whatever fucking training they do for them. It's insane. Because they're bona fide fucking stars now. Change their hair colors a little bit, make them dance in unison. And now all of a sudden, all of them can sing. It's amazing. It really is. God, the hard work. Some of them, they were like, you have too much star power. You're not good in a group. So you're out. Like, what? Why? Really? Okay. God, I wish I could find the scene where the best singer and she had the most star power. She was my favorite. Her name is Laura, and she's amazing. I liked her too, even though they shit on her. They shit on her and shit on her, and now she's probably a shell of herself. But I always loved Laura here, and I loved her too. This one never showed up to practice. They all hated her. And then the rest, all the Asian ones, they just brought in, actually. But they're all great. They get it. They get the deal. They understand. Huh. It's wild. I'm going to try and look for really quickly while we're on this. This is fun. We love Kiki in the morning. Bing, bing, bing. Just this scene that made me cry. I wish I could find it. I wish I had found it before. Bing, 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 bing. Blonde girl. Eliminated. What's it called? God damn it. God, I wish I could find this because it was so fucking heartbreaking. You would die. Creating a pop star. Go away. Bing. The mischaracterization of Pop Star Academy. Okay. Oh, here's something interesting. Popstar Academy backfired badly on Cat's Eye and on my mental health. Really? Is this somebody that was in the group? No. Let's see what they say.
I just had one question about how Hype and Geffen got together and debuted their first global girl group, Cat's Eye. But after watching 8 episodes of the entire documentary from start to finish, I just had one question. Why? What was the intention behind this documentary? Because normally with a documentary...
Oh, that was the one.
Why? What was the intention behind this documentary? Because normally...
This one right here was the best dancer, but she had like people shit on once they were like, oh, by the way, now you're going to be on basically American Idol and the K-pop version next week. And people are going to vote for you or not. She was the best dancer. She had the most Zazazoo. Everyone relied on her for dance. She was incredible. She made it right down to the end. Oh my God. Even the fucking when they were saying who won, the dance coach and like the singing coach, they were going, say, I think her name is Emily. Say Emily. They didn't pick her. She has a career ahead of her though. Wild.
Only with a documentary like this, you want to promote your girl group and help them reach new levels of success and popularity that they have never reached before and gain new fans. But I feel like what this documentary has done is garner a lot of negative attention and controversy for Cat's Eye. And one of the...
Actually, it kind of has. They sort of thought the same thing. I don't want to be like, we don't get a trophy. But it was sort of like, ooh. Wow. Anyway, that's Cat's Eye. Listen to their music. Watch the documentary. It's wild. Wild. They're all they're all talented. All of them. Every single one of them, even at like the youngest who got eliminated like first, has more talent in her pinky than, well, she has more Zazazoo in her pinky than like any of us could ever hope to have, you know? But yeah, it's wild. It's wild, but it's K-pop for you. Hit the like button, everybody. All right, can't do this for too much longer, as I do have to do Whiskey Wednesday with one Eugene Bisconti at 2:30. Tooth hurty. What should we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? You know him, you love him, Eugene Bisconti. Everyone subscribe to him. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed to me, get subscribed. It's just rude.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
And then, of course, we have Keanu Cast Wednesday with me and dearest Michaeline. You know her, you love her. White Claw break. The Zaza Zoo. Skywalkers, a documentary. I had a I don't really even want to talk about the toe. I had a bit of a toe clip. Maybe I should save it. But it's exhausting. Ding, 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 bing, bing, bing. All right, we'll play this real fast. Fine. It's actually a clip of me, and I thought that the comments were so hilarious on it that I figured I shall play it. Elisa clips. Before I do that, watch this video whilst I pee, and then I'll be right back. Isn't that exciting? Do a little toe for us, Kiki. Ew. That sounds untoward. Here, watch a clip while I pee. 1 to end. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. And hit the like button. Wouldn't you please? What shall I play for you before I pee my pants? The call-in number is not up. I don't know what this is, but it looks like Gino. Looks like the coffee prank with Eugene. Watch this, then I'll be right back.
That Garrett said, "Oh, she's not going to wear white at her wedding." And Steve said, "What? Why? You think she's some kind of slut or something?"
Keanu's not wearing white, right? No way.
Why not? What do you think she is? Some kind of slut?
That's too traditional for her.
I imagine my wedding dress as a pea green, and I want it to be long in the front and short in the back, and a little butt cleavage. Yes. And I'm going to walk down the aisle to slob on my knob. Is that good enough for you, Garrett and Steve?
Garrett. Is Keanu wearing white?
Why wouldn't she?
Hello.
Hey, I saw you missed a call from you, baby. What's up?
I have terrible news.
What is it, baby?
I have to call off the wedding. I seem to have lost the ring.
But me and Maddie just got our tuxedo T-shirts, baby.
Well, as luck would have it, I was at the red wedding dress store.
Sure.
And it seems to have slipped off my finger. So, wear whatever the fuck you want. What kind of a fucking question is that, Garrett? Why?
What?
Why wouldn't I wear white,
Hey, Garrett, oh boy. Hey, Garrett, oh boy.
Hey, Garrett, this is why no one invites you anywhere.
I love her.
Thanks for the invite. Oh, she hung up.
Yay, I did it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're doing two things. I just thought this was such a funny clip because, as you know, all right, it wouldn't be a morning at Kiki in the AM if we didn't cover a bit of the toe. So I'll play this clip, but the comments on it, I have to read some of them because they crack me up. As you know, as you all know. If you don't know, then you haven't been listening. You know what? I really just want to thank the Imholtz and the Ricadas alike for every time I get a call from Officer Shmishmishmaw from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Because apparently, the toe is such a moron that live on the air, he sent one Gino Bisconti a nude photo of Kayla. And it's well within their right to file a complaint. What shall we call it? I don't think they're you report a crime, a revenge prawn crime, I suppose. That's the only thing I can assume, because twice now, Eugene and I have gotten a call from Officer Shmishmishmaw from St. Cloud, Minnesota, asking us to describe the photo of that Aaron live on the air. You know Aaron, you know the toe.
Disco with all the disco balls.
Yes, because he wants to be a cool guy. And Gino and I want nothing to do with it. Gino showed me, like, why would he do this? I talked about it on the air. And it's well within the Ricada's right to, report that. It is revenge prawn, I suppose. I mean, no, it is 100%. But every time I just get a call from St. Cloud, Minnesota, just looking forward to hearing from Officer Shmishmishmaw asking me to describe the nude photo. My God. I'm like, well, it's very tasteful. So this is what I said, but I just love Alyssa Clips. Thank you for clipping this. It just cracked me up, the comments on it. So I'll play a bit of it. So I love that people also, let's see. Here's a taste of it. Yeah, I talked to my mother about it the other day. Call again from Officer Shmishmishmaw. It's me. And when I know, when I see St. Cloud, Minnesota on my phone, I'm like, must be Officer Shmishmishmaw calling to I want to say her name. Speak about the revenge prawn charges, which I assume, I guess they're trying to get Aaron for. I guess they've pressed charges or filed a report. That's all I say the same thing over and over again. See, isn't that how I just described it? Yes. They filed a report because Aaron, live on the air, sent my betrothed, Gino, a nude photo of Kayla. It was just her standing there in what looked to be a basement. And he went, your boy did pretty good, didn't he? I talked about it on my show. The Ricadas obviously got wind of it. And we knew that because April had texted us and said, we just need to know this information. And again, that is upsetting to me because I love, as much as I love April, do I think she should be with them? But you know what? Listen, I'm over it because she looks happy and healthy. Anybody that wants to say that April looks bad or is dressing poorly, she looks marvelous from what I've seen. So fuck it. I don't give a shit. If she's happy there, if as long as they're happy and healthy, actually, not even they, as long as she is happy and healthy, fuck it. Let her live her life. I am so happy for her because she genuinely looks happy and away from stupid toe, horrible monster, right? In my opinion, I just don't know the Ricadas well enough. I don't know. Do I think it's the best thing in the world? No, but she seems to be doing okay. Whatever. So it was the first time we got the call from Officer Shmishmishmaw. And then Officer Shmishmishmaw 2 days ago, as I was getting out of the shower, calls me again. And she's like, I know this may be hard, but I need, could you just describe the photo? I was like, well, it's tasteful. She was just standing there It would be like somebody was posing for a photo, but they have no clothes on. That was the funny thing about it. I was like, well, she's like, that's not what I mean. Was it tasteful? I said, well, I don't know. She said, could you see her breasts? I was like, well, of course. And then she said, well, could you see her vagine, to put it in silly terms? And I was like, well, it wasn't like spread eagle. Like there was no, like, it wasn't like a inside look. It was like just somebody was standing naked, right? It's all I could describe it as. Hang on. I know she doesn't tell us anything. She just needs to know like details. She's like, this may be an awkward thing, but can you describe the photo?
See,
And,
I'm just gonna say the same thing.
yeah, I'm like, it was very tasteful. Look, I'll just be myself. And she's like, I know that your fiance deleted it, but can you describe the photo? And from what you told, I'm like, standing, tasteful. She looks great. And she's like, that's not really what I mean. Could you see her breasts? Could you see?
Jesus Christ.
I can't stand myself. I can't stand that I say that I explain the same thing. I'm watching myself explain the thing that I just explained. But yes, so that's the clip. I don't think there's any more, but the comments on it are absolutely hysterical.
Just the
full
like
frontal.
Yeah. It was like if you took an OOTD, like a.
And I did say that to her. I said, it's like, you know, when you're taking an OOTD in the mirror, but you were nude. So it's like no OTD, maybe. I didn't say that, but I didn't know how to describe to her whether like there was clit in the photo or not. I'm like, she's just standing. Aaron took the photo, sent it to Gino. Like not in, I mean, it was a photo from before. And then that's what it was. And then Gino, because he's a gentleman, deleted it. And that was that. But I do just thank you so much. Thank you so much, Minnesotans, for dragging me into this cockamamie bullshit. I love hearing from Officer Shmishmashma from St. Cloud, Minnesota. I really do. Just my favorite feeling. Just, oh, wow, that's Officer Shmishmashma asking me once again about Kayla Ricada's nether regions and what I can remember of them. Okay. Selfie in the mirror, like an outfit. Bing, 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 photo, but she was posing for it. There's no like, I couldn't see like her ovaries or anything. Genitals. That's all I could say. It's basically all I could figure out to say. And
to my knowledge,
thank you again,
Kayla.
Thank you again, Alyssa Clips, for because I think this explanation went on far longer than it needed to, because it's a weird thing. So she clipped that perfectly. We love the clip. We love the clippers. Alyssa, thank you for clipping that. But the comments on it crack me up.
That the toe sent to Gino standing in a basement naked, right? And she's like, and I don't even know how to describe it. I'm like, well, there was no lip or anything, but yes, it was
no lip,
completely nude posing. And I'm like, do you know what an OOTD is?
I'm an idiot. These poor cops, first Gino yelling about Courtney. These poor cops first Gino yelling about them being assholes. Now Keanu describing the photo as tasteful. He did. The first time they called, he was like, I want you to know they're all assholes. All of them. Assholes. And she's like, well, this is something different entirely. I understand your frustration. No, I'm like, well, and I don't, it wasn't exactly difficult for me to describe, but I'm like, do you want to know? Like, there's a big difference between it would be like if I was just standing there like this, but I was completely naked and the toe or something took a photo standing. So you can't see, like, from what I remember, like inner memory, but it's still a nude photo, right? That was the only one, and he's, trying to send it to Gino live on the air to be like, how cool am I, right? Gino was like, what the fuck? Why would he do this? Deleted it. So we're working off of memory here. Who is texting? Oh, William Schultz. Okay. Back to this. Okay. I want to read some of the comments because they just crack me up. Bing, 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 bing. Let's see here. You can't read that anyway, so I'll take it off the screen. I'll take it off the screen for you. Then I'll read them to you. So that was the clip of me talking about not one, but the second call from Officer Shmee from St. Cloud, Minnesota, about the one toe. You know him. You hate him.
Disco with all the disco balls.
Yes. Disco with all the disco balls. Is everyone happy? Have we met the goal?
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, beg, beg, beg.
Shake, shake, shake. So, yes. I love, first of all, that people think that if you know me and you love our program, you realize I talk about my life. I would never make something like that up. Why would I? I love the comments on this. One day ago, a cop asking an OnlyFans model who said that she sold a photo of her butthole for $1,000, trying to describe Kayla's photo, is the height of ridiculousness to me. The photo was deleted. Are we supposed to believe that Kayla was nude based upon her word? That is 115 likes. Why would I lie? If I don't lie about one time, one person, $1,000 on OF, why would I lie about this? Oh, yep. Oh, hey, it's me, Jennifer Anderson. I don't know what to talk about on my show, so I guess I'll make up that the toe sent a photo to Gino of Kayla. No. What are you talking about? Absolutely. Yeah, we made it up. If you know me, I will sit here. I don't care how many fucking people are watching. Michaeline and I will sit here all night. If you like us, you like us. I talk about my life. Get out of here. Absolutely fucking not. Yes, we're supposed to believe her. I witnessed it with my eyes. So did one Eugene Bisconti. Gay as he is. You know him, you love him.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
Secondly, my OF still exists, but in case you haven't noticed, I just leave it up there. Do I really do that? Was I ever reeling that? No. It was just something that I did during the pandemic, and I leave it up because why not? Why not leave it up? And that's my prerogative. It doesn't make me any less intelligent, doesn't make me any less of a human being, doesn't make me any less truthful. All I do is tell the truth. Sorry if you have a problem with that. Keanu was awful. Yes? Ugh. Her and her mummy are so gross and desperate. We're really not. Mummy is an appropriate word. That's just rude. Came here to say the same thing. That's just rude too. This woman is so boring. And yet, here you are. I'll show them to you. I guess it doesn't hit the same if you can't see them. Mm-hmm. 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 Can you really see them? Because I can't really see them with that thing. Okay. With zero self-awareness. Yes. I think I have too much self-awareness. She's not relevant. So here she is making herself relevant, shaking my head. Why would I make this up? Why? Again, let me think. Let me just go ahead and think. I just want to thank the toe for doing such a stupid thing. To drag not only me, but one Eugene Visconti into your cockamamie fucking bullshit. Okay? You're insane. Relevant. Do you think I want to be relevant in Toe's universe? Absolutely not. I love the hate, though. It really does. It gets me going. Listen to 3 minutes of Keanu. Challenge level impossible. Nah. Not possible. Imagine the Ricada kids find this clip. Yes, that is quite sad. Hopefully they don't. What other one was interesting to me? This is her only claim to 5 seconds of recognition. So it's a pretty big press X to doubt. Okay. Again, and that's basically the long and short. There's very few nice comments, but she's so pathetic. Yes. Maybe there's no nice comments, which is fine. Is that Keanu's mom? I thought it was a leather handbag. Aha! Very funny. We know. We get it. Aha! What happened? The police contact Keanu and Gino about the Gino release of that poor officer. Keanu's mom is a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so the majority of them are nothing but mean and all saying the same thing. I'm a loser. Michaeline's a loser. We're just looking for clout. We're, yes, blah, da, 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 da. Here's my thing. We've been doing this for over a year. We like to talk about what we like to talk about. And believe me, I don't mind the hate. Go right the fuck ahead. I talk about my life. Unfortunately, the toe was a part of mine and my fiance's lives. Am I supposed to not talk about it? Or are you a bunch of like creepy fans of his? God, to imagine that he has fans. Wild to me. Just trying to cope with the fact that he did do this and he may be charged with that. Doesn't make anything that the Ricadas did any less awful, allegedly. But it's within their right, dude, to report that crime. And now, little old me is being called by lovely officer Shmishma, asking to describe the nether regions of freaking Kayla Ricada, okay? Do you think I want this? Do you think I'm like, I made it up? No, I did not make it up. short of showing you her freaking my phone records, I don't know how to prove to you, but oftentimes the loudest people are the most ignorant and silly. But no, come on. Is it a drastic measure to take? Possibly, but as somebody who has been revenge prawned before, I understand like how angry it can make you and like, how violated you can feel. Actually, it's even worse. If I have an OF, you sign up for that where you expect your former friends like people that you've done stand up with or whatever not to share your photos, but a personal photo from a polycule, you expect them not to share it, and you probably expect them not to share it live on the air just to be cool. So I don't know. You're all freaks. All of you freaks. That's the only toe thing I've got. I couldn't even stifle my vomit long enough to watch his program this morning. So see, it's not always what we talk about because we can't do it. Michaeline certainly can't do it. She never liked it. Yeah. And just looking back, he's just, I don't know if you saw my stream the other day. Yeah, he's just a liar. And April, from what I've seen, looks great. Anybody that's saying that she just posted an Instagram photo with it was a gorgeous outfit she had on. Everybody's just a fucking hater if they're saying she looks like a whore or something. She doesn't. It was a marvelous outfit. So I stand with April. I hate the toe. I don't know the Ricadas. So don't send nude photos of your, what shall we call it? Polycule member live on the air to Eugene, because we don't want anything to do with that. And now look at the mess you're in. The chickens will come home to roost. If you think I made it up, yeah, just wait. I certainly did not. Sorry, Bill Schultz and Eugene are group texting us right now. Anyway, that's all the toe I have for you. Have we made the goal of happiness? Kiki bucks, Gino Lira, Courtney coins, Araya rubies, beg. Happiness. As long as everyone's happy, we've made the goal.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, beg.
All right, one more thing. All right, it's 2 hours and 33 minutes. And then I must go because, as you know, we do have Keanu cast tonight. And then I will be on Eugene Bisconti's program this afternoon, 2:30. It's 12:30, 2:30. In yes, just 2 hours from now. So it's a whole day of Kiki. Isn't that exciting? This is the old Untoward board. Congratulations, Ashley, for winning the Untoward award. Not last night, but from the week previous. And condolences to your Kitty October. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing here? Oh my God, what do we go to? I think we talked about Blake Lively enough. But God, I'm back on Blake Lively's side. Maybe we'll talk about it again tonight. I don't know. Army Hammer. All right, maybe we can do two things. Don't mind my nails. They're not done. Just throw it underneath my fingernail. Army Hammer. Okay, you guys remember? This is interesting. This just came out. So I do not know if you recall. Army Hammer was the he played both twins. He played the Winklevi twins in The Social Network. He played not like in The Parent Trap, like Lindsay Lohan was both twins. Well, Army Hammer played both twins in The Social Network. And maybe, I don't know, a year or two ago, he got basically canceled because woman released his texts about some interesting and terrifying fetishes that he had, where he's like, I want to eat you, and like basically like he was a cannibal. So he's been canceled for this. He always, I don't know how to feel about this because I think maybe he's a bit of a freak, but I don't know if you're how about that? It leads back to the other thing. If your personal texts are being sent to people, yeah, it might be embarrassing. So after all that, Army Hammer has basically not been able to find a job. One moment. I'll show you this. Army Hammer. Hello, Army. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. So, I shall show you. Okay. Army Hammer. Basically, and this is really sad. Hang on, I'm putting a White Claw in my cup here. Army Hammer forced to sell truck because he can't afford gas after career-ending cannibalism scandal. And that is I mean, that's a hell of a headline there. And yes, he did say these types of things. And yes, these types of things. And yes, it was fucking mortifying and creepy. But he needed a better PR team. He really did. He really did. Because I can't quite remember what the texts were, but I don't think he was ever physically abusing anybody or actually eating people, but the man cannot find a job. He used to be twins. Now he can't find a job. So Army Hammer forced to sell truck because he can't afford gas after career-ending cannibalism scandal. Army Hammer has moved back to Los Angeles, but he has to sell his beloved truck because gas prices are just too damn high. In a video posted on Instagram on Tuesday, August 27th, the disgraced actor, 37, revealed he has gotten a new apartment in LA and taken the truck he has loved intensely. Okay, also, that's the wrong word. You literally got it's in quotes, intensely. You literally got fucked over for loving too intensely, Army. Also, your name is Army Hammer. Choose your words better. He loved a truck intensely on one final road trip to CarMax. I've been back in LA for a couple weeks now. This is my truck. I bought this for myself in 2017 as a Christmas gift for myself because I've had pickup trucks for a long time and I have loved this truck intensely. Jesus God. You're too intense, maybe. Maybe this is why people are creeped out by you now. Jesus, Army. He said of the black pickup, which he showed parked in a CarMax parking lot. This is not an ad for CarMax, he clarified. This is because I am selling my truck. Jesus God. He can't be in that bad of shape. I guess he is, or I have no idea. Since being in LA, I have put about $400 or $500 worth of gas in it, and I can't afford it. I can't afford the gas anymore, he said. Hammer's career plummeted off a cliff almost overnight after accusations of rape, physical abuse, and cannibalistic fantasies were leveled against him in 2021. Yes, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, the accusations were worse than just like weird text messages about like eating somebody, which is already bad. Yeah. So, all right, Army. Well, that's what you get. Physical abuse and cannibalistic fantasies were leveled against him in 2021. He has since spoken out saying he's grateful the scandal caused his career death. Okay. The actor added that the truck has sentimental value for him and he's taken it camping across the country multiple times and on long road trips, revealing he brought his kids home from the hospital in it after they were born. Ooh, wah, wah. But you know what? That's okay, he said. That's okay. I got a new car. It's tiny. It's a hybrid. I'm probably going to put $10 of gas in it a month, and that's it. Why does he feel the need to even say this? Does he think this makes him look better? He added, so I have to clean all of this stuff out, all kinds of shit, but that's okay. As Hammer panned his camera around the inside of the truck to show all of his belongings that he needed to remove from his vehicle. One item that came into clear view was the large bundle of rope. Eye-catching, giving his alleged love for engaging in BDSM, and in particular, shibari, Japanese rope bondage. Yes, look, right by his orbit. He needs whoever his PR person is, just great. Okay, Army. Oh, Jesus. The death of the Nile actor went on to say that his decision to sell his car was tied to his 38th birthday tomorrow, August 28th, and the beginning of a new chapter in his life. I will be starting my birthday in a new car, in a new apartment, in a new life in Los Angeles, he said in the video. Hammer also shared that his kids are not happy about him selling his 4-door pickup. Why? Oh, God. Wait. Given that they have so many memories from time spent in the truck. Is that why you have rope in there, you weirdo? That is so weird. Hammer has been open about his financial struggles after he faced allegations of sexual misconduct back in 2021. Photos emerged that appear to show Hammer hard at work at a new job selling timeshares in the Cayman Islands. This isn't real. Really? My friend's parents went on vacation in the Cayman Islands and Army Hammer was their concierge. I'm I'm still not over it. What? Okay, yes. I'm glad we talked about the other thing before. So do better, men, I guess. This is what happens. Jesus fucking Christ. That's awful. He's selling timeshares. And then Peggy's like, my family doesn't want me to sell the truck because I brought them home from the hospital in it. Ugh. Jesus. Wild. Do better, Army. Do better, Army. One more thing. Wild. All right, I have to show you this. Maybe we'll get to it tonight. As you know, Keanu cast is tonight. Me and Michaeline. We may or may not have a guest. Isn't that exciting? Let's see. I watched this. It was almost as disturbing as the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders documentary and the Making a Pop Star documentary combined. Do we know these people that call themselves roof toppers? It's like if you have a death wish. There has to be, again, I talked about this a little bit in the beginning. I remember in French class in high school, Madame Leon Fuchs showed us Man on Wire, about the man he just felt the need to tightrope walk. He didn't care. I mean, it's obviously very illegal. He would tightrope walk. He did it across the Twin Towers. They'd have to sneak up there, but they feel the need to be there. They don't honestly care if they die because it's like for their art. I think that's insane. Man on Wire is a fantastic documentary. These people, I guess, are the new Man on Wire. They basically, and there's a whole facet of them. They all climb as high as they can get on any building, like to the point of the Sears Tower or what have you. No, there's no net, there's no safety. They have to sneak up there, but they do it for their art, and it's wild. You must watch this documentary, but it's terrifying. And so here's two rooftoppers that fell in love, and they're the most famous ones now. Spoiler alert, I thought one of them was going to die in the end, but they don't. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Gino and I were watching it. We were fucking gobsmacked. Who would do this? I used to not be afraid of heights, but I just feel that like this is why I won't go on roller coasters anymore either. As much as I used to love them, I'm a November the 13th, Friday the 13th born Scorpio. If somebody's going to get their legs chopped off in the fucking drop zone, it's going to be me. As much as I love the thrill, I won't do it. I do not understand these people. Well, I guess once they start making money from it, social media and all, I suppose it's even more addicting then. But you got to be really weird to do this. But it's fascinating. It's called Skywalkers, a love story. I can't.
Love is like heights. The fear never goes away. You just get better at facing it. Sometimes I would look down at the city and I couldn't believe how we...
Also, there have never been two more beautiful, mentally ill people Look at them. They're gorgeous, but they're sitting on a freaking, what is this? Why? Okay, let alone you do it by yourself, right? Or let alone you do it with like your bros or something. But you and the person you love most in the world, imagine. I mean, imagine. And throughout the documentary, it is so sweet because they really keep each other safe and in check and things. But like, there really is no keeping each other safe and in check when you're climbing onto this shit. And then even the guy, spoiler alert, he goes like, I feel like maybe this is the end. Like, we shouldn't maybe do this anymore. She's like, no, one more. It's wild. Bravo to them.
Gotten here.
Illegally climbing buildings.
Known as rooftoppers, their videos are
Do you see it? Rooftoppers. Why do you do this to me? Why would you do this? I have goose flesh. Look at them. Look at what he's climbing on. Fucking God, Man on Wire, you did nothing compared to these people. Jesus. Oh, member for 9 months, Isabel Live 2.0. We're birthday twin. Are you? Only the best people are born on November 13th. Yay! Oh, 1 million Kiki bucks for you. There you go, darling. A November the 13th, baby. How cute. A birthday twin. This shit is insane. It's insane. Look at this. Look at it. Come on now, Kiki. The Empire State Building right now, Kiki. Yeah? Really? No. You know what? I went up to the fucking whatchamacallit. It's called the Edge. It's the highest outdoor viewing deck, I think, in the world. It's the Edge. It's new. Well, it was new maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even like being up there. I'm like, you know what? This isn't even fun. And they have this weird part of it that's clear on the ground. It's not right walking over it. It's terrifying. It's just terrifying. Chris Subdivisions. Everyone subscribe to Chris Subdivisions. Baldasano. Kiki, Friday the 13th babies. Yay. Unlucky. We love us. Or lucky. No. I even went up to the Edge. I've been on I've zip lined through Costa Rica. I've fucking it's been on mountains and things. This is how can you do this? How? Ugh. Look at them. Look at them.
Floating across the internet.
Look at them. I mean, it's beautiful. That's why people want to see it. But how? And then if that's the person you love the most, how do you even put them in that danger? I guess they just both want to be in danger. It's a mind fuck. It's wild. Everyone watch this. It's insane. Gino and I were gobsmacked. Visconti. Yeah, baby. I'm talking about Skywalkers.
Look at them.
Wasn't it scary? I know. They're insane.
Stream life, this expanded state of mind, it's essential for me.
Vanya made it into a career, but I had the creative touch. As an artist, you need to express yourself. Now we were more than just daredevils. Now we were telling a story. A love story.
It was a love story. They really did care about each other. I think he cared about her more than she cared about herself sometimes in the documentary. And then she had the creative touch, and then they bring a freaking drone up there, and then they do acrobatics. And she was born from she was from a circus family. So she's like flipping around. Oh my God, it's insane. It's insane. They both have lived to tell the tale. And then they start making so much money doing this. It must be addicting. You need to watch it because I won't spoil anything for you, but like weird shit goes on.
Если мы с тобой что-то вот это безумное творим, я тебе обещаю, что я всегда буду рядом с тобой.
Our mission became climbing the last super skyscraper on the planet.
Merdeka 118 will tower a staggering 2,200 feet above Asia.
This climb is more important than...
Look at them. They're just casually walking there. They're like, this is nothing. I would literally... Mick, they fell for each other. They didn't. They don't die. They're alive. That's a good joke, though. Look at them
This
go.
climb is more important than all the others. It's also the highest risk. Panic attacks on heights. This is a wake-up call. Это опасно делать.
See, he starts to say, it's dangerous. She's having panic attacks. They have no safety. Oh, obviously there's no safety. That's the thrill of it. If there was like a freaking net down there, then that wouldn't be the point. But I mean, one wrong move. I mean, you have a moment like if a bug flew by me, I'd be like, oh God, and then I would fall to my death. It's a talent and a mental illness, much like all extremely talented people, I suppose. Something to consider, for sure. Right. We look at Jackson Pollock. Was he all mentally there? No. But we love his paintings. How these two find each other, I have no idea. But... Look at that. Look at it. No, nothing. They're standing up there. And it is like Man on Wire because, I mean, it's all about, so they would fly to a place, essentially break in, climb the fuck up there, but they say, like, you can't stay up there for longer than 15 minutes, right? Or else people start to notice. Well, even that high up, will people notice? Then they make their way down. They don't post it until they've flown away. So there's no catching them. And also, what can you charge them with? It's just trespassing. Whatever. Trespassing? Easy. Fine. We'll keep on doing it. We'll fly to the next place. Look at them. It's wild. That's the same perspective on live. You're going to have right before you say, I do to Uncle Gino. Uncle Gino. Chris hasn't seen it yet, so I have to show him the drop.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
It's too good. Look at them. Look at them go.
Security always has a blind spot. The prisons here are hardcore.
We're so far from who we used to be.
And this was... The prisons here are hardcore.
This is why they became so... This is why they were such a good pair. Do you see how... Okay, so they used drones, and even though he just liked climbing up, but She brought the artistry to it. Like, and people would always accuse that of being like fake, but look at her up there. She's standing with no safety up on this giant fucking thing, just like, ah. It's wild. It's wild. Darling, it's wild.
It's bananas.
We were gobsmacked. Truly. We truly were.
So far from who we used to be.
Мне не надо, говоришь, не надо, что мне не надо.
This climb was supposed to bring us back together.
If Vanya stumbles, I fall into the abyss. Of course, I'm afraid to die. But I
See? See? Who would do this? Insane. This climb was supposed to bring us back together. Ugh. I don't know if there's any money in the world. Heights, I don't think I can do. Not anymore. Used to be a daredevil. Can't. Friday the 13th, baby. Can't do it.
believe our full potential is on the other side of fear.
You all must watch this. You just must. It's insane. Skywalkers, a love story. I'll spoil it for you. Neither of them die. We literally thought that one of them died while we were watching it. We're like, someone must die. People do die in it, but they're their friends. Spoiler alert. That's why they got scared. That made them scared. Wild. Okay, we're right at 3 hours. I must make my leave. This has been fun. We're trying to keep Kiki in the morning to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tonight we have Keanu cast with me and Michaeline. We may or may not have a guest, a very special guest. And then you can watch Dearest Eugene Bisconti and I today, along with our friends. We have friends in studio, don't we?
Browbeat Bill to come in. I think we got him.
Yay! Okay, well then.
I don't want to get your hopes up.
Okay.
Mine are already up.
I love when Bill comes over. So you have that to look forward to. Hello, Kitty. She's like this bitch. I wish I could show you the cat. She's just like, why? Baby? This is her nap time. What? It's her nap time. She's nocturnal. She's so cute. Yes, very cute. Very cute indeed. Cat, you know it. She is quite a beautiful cat. She is quite a beautiful cat indeed. Yes, she sure is.
Good morning, Kiki. Oh my God.
Are you hungover?
How can I not be?
I didn't realize you drank that much.
And then I ate 7-Eleven on the way home.
Oh my God. What'd you get from 7-Eleven? Oh, I love 7-Eleven food. Love 7-Eleven food. Okay, so this has been Kiki in the morning. We covered a lot. We did all the things. Keanu cast tonight. Tune in to Whiskey Wednesday on Gino Bisconti's channel. Bill Schultz may or may not be here. And we have friends in studio and a devil cat. And there'll be whiskey. So, as always, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I will see you this evening. Eels, hips, cat's pajamas, bees knees. Kiki, out.